Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Women's Maximum Fitness Podcast. I'm super excited to have a dear friend from far away out in California on with me today. She is the wife of someone that you might be familiar with, Alan Aragon, and this is his wife, Jeana. So, Jeana, I am excited to have you on today. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you? I'm so excited to be here too. So good to see you, Deborah.
It's so good to see you too. I know that we have a lot in common. One of those things is otters. We both love otters.
Yes, they're so precious, especially the babies with their mommies.
I know.
Too cute.
I know you are a diehard mom, fit mom, and I feel like this is going to kind of be one of the mom chat episodes. I think we're going to be talking about your fitness journey, which I know is going to be super relatable to a lot of women because, the story is kind of familiar. I was thinking about this the other night, how I feel like whatever we grew up with fitness wise, what was the culture when we were at a vulnerable and developmental part of our lives, it really embedded in us. And I think if we are like 80s, 90s kids, it kind of messed us up. Like, I feel like we got some bad information and maybe it's like you, I don't know. It's taken me many years to kind of undo that and get some correct information for me to go off of and live. So do you think that's kind of the case? You struggled for?
Yeah, I used to be an avid subscriber of fashion magazines, and every once in a while in the grocery stores, I would flip through the fitness magazines. So the combination of those two, reading all those diety tips, I would try to incorporate them. So I knew about calories and I knew that I needed to lessen the calories in order to lose weight. I knew that, but doing it in like really odd ways, bad ways.
Yeah. It was kind of the birth of I don't even know where 1,200 calories came from. The 1,200 calorie diet came from, but it was kind of like, that's what every woman had to have in order, eat in order to lose fat. And at that time too, everything was about being skinny, like
skinny.
Yeah. 90s was very skinny. How old are you now?
I'm 49. I'm going to be 50 next year in July.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
Yeah. You look fantastic. And we were just talking prior to starting recording. You were like, I don't know why you're having me on the podcast. And for me, the story is so relatable. I follow you on Instagram. I started following your husband first, and I don't even know if your account is private anymore, but it was. And I was so flattered. Is it still?
I made it public maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was so flattered when I sent you a request and you accepted, and I was like, I'm in.
Aw.
So, but the information that you post is very applicable to women, to moms, to Gen Pop. It's just that practical information for a healthy lifestyle. And it is very obvious that you are leading your family in a healthy lifestyle, and it's beautiful. I just love it.
Thank you so much. That is my passion. It's the healthy lifestyle, not having to have that burden. I think people stress out and think it's very hard. They make it hard for themselves. And I used to do that. I used to make it so hard for myself. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I need to get that message out.
Yeah. You do a great job. I know that you're a diehard foodie as well. When are you going to have your own cooking show? That's what I want.
I've been practicing. Yeah, I've been practicing on my family. Yes, they are my guinea pigs. They are so good to practice on.
Yeah.
I have to credit my husband for always, since the kids were little, he'd always just praise whatever I'd make. And it didn't start out very good, let me tell you. It wasn't good at all. But he's like, oh, wow, yum. So yeah, I got better and better because he just helped me build my confidence in cooking.
Yeah.
So yeah, it evolved a lot. I started because we ate out all the time until I became a mom, and I became a stay-at-home mom. As soon as I gave birth to my first baby, I became a stay-at-home mom. Like I think I was planning on going back to work, but I really can't. I just need to take care of this little treasure. And has always been my dream, to be a stay-at-home mom, because I was a latchkey kid and I didn't like it. So yeah. Um, so yeah, what was I saying? Oh, we used to eat out all the time, Alan and I. We were married 5 years before we had a baby. And yeah, I just started with little take home things, and I'd add a little thing to it, add more vegetables to it. And it just evolved like that.
I think that's awesome. And I see in your story and on your posts, you guys still eat out. You still have, like I said, your lifestyle is very balanced. When people think they can't eat a certain way or they can't eat a certain thing, I think you do a really great job of showing people how, like you have a dinner and maybe you'll eat the hamburger, with a lettuce wrap, or you're like, well, I had the bun, so now I'm gonna, make up the difference here. And it's all very calculated, but to a point where I think it's really natural for you to be like, oh, I'm just gonna eat more vegetables if I'm still hungry, or that type of thing, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. I don't count macros. I don't count calories. It's just become okay, well, I ate that burger, full buns, everything, cheese, regular burger. I think I'm hungry for vegetables. I'm actually hungry for more vegetables or more something lighter. Just my palate, I'm just drawn to it more later in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that your body will naturally tell you what you need if you really listen to it,
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
So let's go back to the beginning. I'm actually curious. I know you post stuff about your parents and stuff too. Have you always lived here? Have you always lived in California?
Oh, well, I was born in Korea, South
Right.
Korea, and then I came when I was 4, and
Right.
we lived in New York in South Bronx for a year and a half, and then I moved to California, and we've been here ever since.
Wow. What
So
was
first grade, I did first grade here in California.
so what caused the move from like across the country?
Across the oh, my uncle lived in New York, so we went there first, and then my aunt, who my mom's sister,
Yeah.
lives in California, and we just I don't know, we just made it this way. I'm not really sure why, but we like it here.
Awesome. So, what were things like growing up, and when do you feel like that, that sort of diet culture really started, making an impact on you? And what was that evolution, as far as fitness goes? Because I think you were working, like doing personal training and stuff at one point too, right? So, yeah,
Yeah.
talk about your journey.
Okay. Well, when I was 14-ish, like high school, that's when I really started wanting to be skinny. Like I was really into fashion, and I wanted to look like those fashion models who are really skinny. And I've never been one of those lanky, skinny little. Even when I was little, I wasn't one of the lanky, skinny ones. I was the one with the pot belly and the one, the cute one that everybody's like, oh, you're so cute. So I was always that kid. And so yeah, I was really into fashion. My sister and I would scour through the magazines and tear out things from the magazines and put them on our walls. So I was surrounded by that look all the time.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I remember my brother walking in, he was like, why do you have models like magazines all over, and it was like, because I want to be pretty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
It sucks, but that was the mindset. It was just like, if I'm pretty, I don't know, success, love, I don't know what it was, you're just like, it wasn't a healthy mindset. I know that. But anyways.
Yeah, I know, huh? So I really got into that, and then I wanted to be skinny. So I was a perpetual dieter. And I remember, I don't remember a lot of the diets I did. I just remember being hungry and starving and like using one apple. I'm like, how many calories does an apple have? And I would try to cut it up and extend it for the day. But of course I would fail and I'd just gorge myself.
Right.
And yeah, and I would find everything. I'm like, I'm so hungry. And they just eat. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to try the next day. So instead of just, oh, well, today I would just be out. Well, since I'm going to try again tomorrow, I'm going to have to eat all the things I wanted to eat because today. So I didn't really lose very much weight either because I do that all the time. So I was never anorexic, but that mentality of needing
Yeah.
to feel like I needed to starve myself. And then I'd hop on we got a gym membership. My parents got a family gym membership. So, and we didn't have MTV at our house. So I'm like, okay, when I go to the gym, I'll go on the Stairmaster, burn off that apple that I ate and watch MTV. So that was what my teenage years, and it was up and down. And I always felt
Do you
like I needed to lose weight.
do you feel like, I think part of that cycle is what a lot of women still do, maybe not to that extreme, but they feel like they have a plan, it's not realistic, and then they don't do it. And at the end of the day, they failed. So it's that continuous shame every day of, I can't do this. And the
Oh yeah.
problem is, I mean, you're like telling somebody to leap across the Grand Canyon. Of course you can't do it. It's impossible, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And if you have that constant failure to the little bits of I failed, it just becomes a part of how, oh, I can't because I can't. It's just way too hard and I fail at this. This is my identity. I fail at this. This is something I can't do. And they just really embody that. And that's so unfortunate. So, okay, let's fast forward. And I I got my degree in fashion. I graduated from Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. And while I was studying, Alan and I started dating, and we were dating, and he was studying for NASM certification. And he introduced me to weight training. So I was already weight training and I loved it. It was something that it was so cool because my body was changing and I wasn't needing to eat less necessarily or change much. My body was changing and it never changes. On that Stairmaster, I was just like, oh my gosh, maybe a little version of myself still kind of flabby, kind of, I wasn't getting the results I thought I wanted. I'd see these people looking a certain way and I just thought I needed to be smaller, but that wasn't the case. So he introduced me to weight training. I was studying, getting my degree, and he was studying to get NASM certified. And I was working in retail at the time also, and I just would constantly hear women especially complaining about this isn't fitting right. Oh gosh, look at this. If only I can get rid of this, only if I can get rid of this and this. And they would just constantly be complaining. And I saw how my body was changing and getting the results that I always wanted. And I was looking over it out. I'm like, maybe I should get certified too. And so I started studying with him and we got certified together through NASM. And I graduated and then I ended up working. I got hired as a personal trainer at a high-end gym.
Yeah.
And I started training people and it was so wonderful helping people. Oh my gosh, it was the best job ever. So I became the top trainer. And then I was a top trainer there. And then I was head of the fitness department. So I was hiring and training the trainers that we were hiring there. And then I moved on to sales, and Alan ended up working in that company too as a nutritionist.
So I have two questions. One, when Alan started helping you, what did your training look like as far as like maybe a split, or how often were you going to the gym? And did you notice that I almost feel like I remember when I started weight training, because I had gone from being someone who didn't eat a whole lot and was doing a lot of cardio, and then I started weight training, and then it kind of made me hungrier, but then I would eat more, like I was always trying to fight, but then it was like, but I wasn't getting like fat. It was helping to build the muscle. So like, I wasn't as scared to eat anymore. Did you notice that as well? That your diet?
Did. Yeah, I did. I wasn't scared. And he took all the shame and the fear out of these are bad foods out. This was such a long time ago too. This was when we were in our early 20s, and I'm almost 50 now. So it was such a long time ago, but he just didn't make it a big deal. Like he just liked healthy foods generally, but he didn't make Ben and Jerry's or, Krispy Kreme donuts. He didn't make it a big deal. It's like, okay, let's go eat it. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. And we'd go work out. And the training that we did, it's kind of similar to what we're still doing now. I worked out with him, did exactly the same exercises. It wasn't women's workout or, it was just the same stuff. And I was getting the body I wanted. He was getting the body he was wanting. And we were workout partners.
Yeah. So I know now you do basically, I think you do upper lower 4 days a week. Is that kind of what you've always been doing?
I think before we'd go more often.
Sure.
Just because that was our date. So we'd always, but now we live together. So I think we used to go more often now that I think about it. Yeah. But it's been the 4-day split. But I had a stint where I wasn't working out at all. So like when the kids were little, I wasn't really working out here and there, really seldomly.
Yeah.
And recently I got back into it, maybe like 4 years ago or so. I hurt my hip, and then when it recovered, I wanted to work out really bad.
So I want to ask you about that too, because I think it's really important. I talk to different women, and one of the women that I do the Mom Chat podcast with too, she has little babies now, and talks about how much pressure women have, especially because you can see them on social media after they have babies to bounce back. And I know I'm assuming, because you were like, you didn't even work out then. I didn't either when Anna was little. I was like, I guess I'm not going to do this right now because I was tired. And the only pressure I want to say was just at church, because I feel like the women at our church did bounce back pretty quickly from having babies. And so maybe I was kind of reminded of that on Sunday when I saw them, but otherwise I was just like, I'm going to raise this baby. And then when I can start working out again, then I will. So do you notice this, and do you feel like I feel that pain of like, I really want them to be able to enjoy being a mom and spending time with their babies and not have to worry about, like you want their bodies to heal and not have to worry about looking like how they did before they got pregnant or whatever.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. I feel pained. Like I feel a little, when I see that, because I didn't have that. We didn't have the social media like glaring at us like that. Like, this is what I did. I was able to bounce back.
Right. Why can't you do it? That type of.
I feel a little bit of that pressure. People put the pressure on themselves, of course.
Sure.
More than other people put it on them. And I remember every once in a while feeling like, oh, I really should work out. I used to be a trainer. You should work out. But the feeling would come and then it would pass because I was so tired. I was exhausted. Alan has so many pictures of me just laid out on various places in the house, like just on the floor, random like hallways, just passed out. I was so tired. But
I think we know now too how important sleep is, and that
Oh, yeah.
affects, it's like working out when you are totally sleep deprived is pretty much useless. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like spinning your wheels.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I didn't have that pressure for myself, or I didn't give it to myself really. It would come in and it would go. So yeah. I feel for the women out there right now.
Yeah. I don't
But
have a solution. I'm bringing this up and I feel like I should be able to say something, but maybe if more women would just be like, this is my life right now. I'm focused on my children.
focused. Yeah. I really focused on my kids, and Alan would always say, "It's okay. You're raising these amazing babies." And now
Yeah.
these amazing babies are big. Yeah, and they're amazing. So I
Yes.
think we did good. We did good.
You,
Focusing.
yes, I want to, yeah, I want to pat you guys on the back for sure. Your kids are awesome. I know you don't, I mean, you're not like always posting about your kids, but you do a lot with your family, and your children have a lot of talent, and they seem to be very empathetic and intelligent, and just it's impressive to me. That's taking that job seriously. I think it's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my number one job. That's my number one job. Yeah. And you realize how short that job is, really. My oldest one is ready to apply for colleges right now. And I'm like, wow, the time, we're always going to be their parents, but the time you have with them in the house, teaching them and instilling values in them is very short. Yeah.
I know. It makes me
I know. Oh no.
cry. I know. Honestly, it does. It makes me tear up because yeah, the time has been so wonderful, and like,
I know.
yeah.
Oh no, Deborah.
I'm so sorry. Uh, no, it is. I appreciate what you're saying too, because to me it's more beautiful to see someone taking their parenting job seriously than their physical presentation seriously. I mean, we have been given this privilege, and here you are, taking it so seriously. So it's very cool. Respectable. It's very respectable.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I love it. It's been my dream. That has been my dream job since I was little. They would ask me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" A mommy. I want to be a mommy. And they're like, "What else?" People would ask that. "What else do you want to be?" I'm like, police officer, the kind that helps the kids cross the street. I don't know. Yeah, but I've always wanted to be a mom. And so when I was able to, wanted to just focus on being a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite, what do you love about it? What do you love? Like, what did you love about it? Do you remember some of your times when they were babies? Like,
Oh, all of it, really. They're so cute. They're just like a bundle of love, and you can shape them, those little guys. And wow, it's humbling because you get to see things about yourself come out in them that, oh my gosh, it's like, wow, I need to stop that. I need to change this about me. Oh my goodness, and you just see those things that I never would have seen about myself.
yeah.
And they've made me so much better. Everything from when they
Yeah.
were little, as they grow, it's such a gift because we get to see things through brand new eyes, and we get to experience everything again as an adult, seeing it, and how awesome things are, and you present it that way to them, and they see it all brand new. It's been such a gift. I have goosebumps.
It's so great. I feel like it's a second life.
It is. It is. It's the best. It's the best.
So wonderful. So what are some of the things that you guys have done to, encourage them? I know your kids are they're musically talented and they're involved in sports. How did those things, come up? And as a parent, did you say, we're going to do this, or how much do you push them in those types of things?
Oh, I would say that we didn't really push them into anything except for the taekwondo. In the taekwondo, they didn't want to do it. They're like, "Look, mom, I can kick," and I'm like, "Okay, why don't we put you in taekwondo?" Because they tried soccer, didn't like it too much, and my older one has asthma, so he would miss so much because he always get an asthma attack, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, what can we do that's indoors, that's air conditioned all year round, because we live in California, it gets super hot. Taekwondo. Okay, I'm Korean. That's a Korean thing. Okay, maybe they'll learn a little Korean too along the way. They can count to 10 in Korean now. But yeah, so we did that, and they wanted to quit a few times. Like, no, we're gonna start, and then you'll get a black belt, and then you'll think about it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, and then they were able to. We pushed them kind of on that aspect, but otherwise, I just gave them a lot of opportunities to explore. And I saw what they were interested in. It was very relaxed. Like preschool, they didn't go to preschool. I homeschooled them for preschool. And I had a chip on my shoulder, like, oh my gosh, the preschool kids are learning this and that, and I need to teach them all these things. So I was their little homeschool mom. And I just watched them and saw what they were interested in, and like the Legos behind me. Yeah, all those Legos. Yeah, we used to have a lot of Legos on the floor, but they're all built now. Yeah, I just give them opportunities and encourage what I see.
Yes.
And then they just kind of developed. They didn't take any art lessons, but they're both incredible artists. They didn't take any music lessons other than learning an instrument at school, like trumpet and trombone. But they just taught themselves because they were interested. And I love that. Yeah.
I think YouTube now is like, it is amazing. I know Anna learned how to play the piano from YouTube.
Amazing. That is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
My son learned how to play the ukulele and the guitar from YouTube. Yeah. Amazing.
So that's what we love about technology.
Right? Yeah. Absolutely.
So great. Did you, I'm saying this because I remember my favorite thing with Anna was reading to her. Did you read to your kids a lot?
We read so much every single day. That was their favorite thing, because that was something that we always did also. I took them to the library once a week, and I could say yes to everything instead of no, put that, no, it's like, fill this bag, whatever will fit in this bag, we're taking it home. And then we're reading it all week long. And so that was our weekly fun. The library was our weekly fun. And we read since they were babies. That was a part of their nighttime bedtime routine. And when they're tiny babies, they know so much and they just learn and absorb. So, and I love baby books and children's books so much too. So that was a real treat also. And that was a part of our nighttime routine, and praying together. And that's something we still do together. We always pray every single night together.
Yeah. You guys are very strong in your faith, and I think that's beautiful too. I sidebar, I want to commend Alan because he's in this industry that's very scientific, and for him to be open about his faith amongst a community that isn't really always faith oriented is very cool. But yeah, that's its own bravery. I think it's very cool. And then we find each other, you know what I mean? That's find each other.
Yes, I love that. And it's like, it's instant family.
Absolutely. So yeah, I was thinking about their reading thing, and that's been because you know how they would read the books because they have them memorized, they know when to turn.
Oh my gosh, yes, we have, amazing. They memorize. Oh yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it was I think that 2 years old to 4 years old was probably still my favorite, like, because they're just these little sponges. It was every day was like, oh my goodness,
Wow.
like you're so smart. I was
Yeah, I know. Like, wow.
yeah,
Yes.
very exciting. Ugh. Well, I know I wanted to ask you about, so what are some, what are some good tips that you would give to somebody who is trying to feed their family in a healthy way? How do you organize your dinners, or maybe for the week, or grocery shopping, that type of thing? I know it evolved, but maybe even like if somebody came to you and said, I really want to start cooking healthy meals for my family, what are some basics that you would say to them? Because I think, I remember even when I was married and I was like, I felt like I was always on a diet, but my husband wasn't on a diet. So I would eat something different. And I think you've proved that you don't have to eat something different, and you can always modify things, like you said, because, if you've got 200-pound boys, obviously you don't need as many calories. And so maybe you'll eat more vegetables if they're going back for a second hamburger or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, what is some information that you might help somebody out with in that way?
Yeah, that's a good one. We've always eaten together. So as a family, I cook. I'm always like, I'm not a short order chef. I just cook. I just cook I cook, and if you don't like it, oh well. But they always eat it. So that luckily, so I cook what I cook, and the way I cook is I start with a protein, and I buy the protein that's on sale. So it could be chicken, it could be beef, it could be anything, turkey, but whatever's on sale, I tend to buy that as the biggest part of the protein for that week.
Yeah.
And then there's always shrimp in the freezer that's fast and it's healthy. There's always like ground turkey usually in the freezer. So things that are in the freezer, they're always kind of in the freezer, but then I supplement it with things that are on sale. So I go through the weekly mailer and see what's on sale, because I like to save where I can. I'm very practical. I like that. So I buy the meat, and then I think, do I feel like eating Italian? Do I feel like eating Asian? Do I feel like eating Mexican, American? So I'm always like, what are you guys in the mood for? Now I do that, but before I used to just be me myself. I was like, what am I in the mood for? So if it's Mexican, let's say, then I will pull out ingredients from the refrigerator. I usually buy vegetables and things like that on our grocery trip. So I buy things that are kind of Mexicanish. There's onions, there's peppers, so I mix those in with the protein. So we've got the protein and the veg that will kind of make it Mexicanish. And then I have a starch to expand the meal and make it happy. So if it's Mexican, it's like Mexican rice or tortilla or something like that. So that's how I usually put together a meal. I always start with the protein. I think what will go with it to make it the idea that I have, like Asian will be, so that's what I do. And I've always eaten together with the family. So like you said, the kids will go back for seconds and thirds, and I will have my one, or two, depending on it. Yeah. And then like their portions, they want more like rice. They want something more substantial, and it keeps them happy and full too. Yeah. So we have it kind of organized that way.
Yeah. I think that people I love how simple it is. And I'm sure you've learned with like seasoning and that type of thing that you can make stuff delicious without adding a lot of extra calories, right?
Yes, right. The seasoning. I see a lot of stress from people who are they're like, oh, it's so, either they feel like that it's either going to be delicious and saucy, or it's going to be completely bland and healthy. Like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. It could be delicious, absolutely delicious, and not have a super high caloric input on whatever it is that you made.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. And I think what you said is true about like portion control, because even if you do have something that's a little bit more calorically dense, you just adjust your portion, add more vegetables. Like there's
Food
always,
volume.
yeah, which is, so do you feel like this is totally different from your, when you think about how you were dieting when you were, like, I can't eat any of this stuff? Were you just thinking like, I can't eat any of that stuff? Is it kind of mind boggling to think about how you used to?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I used to deprive myself. That was like the perfect word, deprive myself. Yeah. There was no need for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, you want that cake? Okay. Have some until you're satisfied. Sometimes it's fine. Just a few bites. I know I'm kind of notorious for, okay, I'm good. But sometimes I want to eat the whole thing, and that's fine too.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was different before, how I used to think about food. Bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. And then I'd just stare and think about it nonstop until I ate the whole thing. Yeah. It's just obsessing over
Yeah.
things that I didn't need to obsess over. I got other things to think about. But yeah.
Right. Well, and if you think about too, the times when you overeat, it's like there's usually something else. Like I know from having a history of emotional eating that it's like when you aren't satisfied with a couple of bites or one piece of cake or whatever, like there's something else going on that probably needs to be addressed.
Addressed.
Yes.
Addressed, yes. I
Sometimes you
know.
acknowledge it and you're just like, I know I'm eating my feelings right now. It's okay.
Yeah, as long as you know it, okay. Now you just go back to,
Yeah.
you don't have to be like beating yourself up too bad about it.
No. Yeah, it goes back to that whole mindset of, feeling like a failure. And what you had said too about, with parenting, it's like you're putting the pressure on yourself. You're putting the expectations on yourself. Nobody else is. Nobody
Yeah.
else is trying to make you change your body shape or be skinnier or whatever. It's all your perception. So if you are okay with, your choices and the outcomes, that pressure is all on you,
It's so true. We do that to ourselves. We got to be nicer to ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do need to be nicer to ourselves. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Nice. What else were we gonna talk about? Oh, do you feel like this whole mindset of, just this healthy lifestyle has made it easier as you transition into, just with aging? I feel like, I know that I think getting into my 40s, I started to really more notice like just everything changes, like skin is drier, all this. You're like, no.
Your skin is gorgeous, by the way. It's just, I just can't
This
take my
light.
eyes off you. It's just gorgeous.
It's the ring light.
I need one of those. I need one of those.
Yeah. I think everybody does. Just walk around with it. It'd be great. Got a selfie stick, like it's out there. But have you noticed like there's a difference? I noticed too, like belly fat is more prominent. Like this is where the belly, it's just where the fat goes. Like it's shifting,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed too much. I think it's because I picked up my workout pace, because I was seeing that actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, when early 40s, late 30s, I started feeling aches and pains. I started feeling lethargic. I started seeing just, more soft look on myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to start working out again. I'm ready now.
Yeah.
I'm ready. and I was ready because my hip was feeling better and I was dying to move after having been like, but so it just, I think what I'm seeing now is how happy I am that I had not stopped really working out, and how I just have been continuously doing it, because I see the benefits. I don't have aches and pains, and I don't have those things that were starting to creep up, and I only saw a one-way street on that. It was just going to get worse. There wasn't in any way it was going to get better with the way it was going. So yeah, but now all that stuff is gone, and I feel great. I feel better than I've ever felt. Alan and I talk about this a lot too. We're like, oh my gosh, I think we're looking good. We look better than ever. We're feeling good too. Yeah, it's so good to. But also, I also go, well, we're getting older. We're getting older, and I kind of want to embrace that too. And I want to be cute old people, like really cute, as healthy as we can be, as fit as we can be, but old is fine, Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. You guys are going to be cute old people for sure.
That's the goal. The goal.
The time passes so fast. That's what I think about too.
It does.
Yeah.
It goes so fast.
Do you have any like bucket list things that you want to do in your life yet?
Bucket list things. I don't have anything really
on
a bucket
just
list.
Living your best life every day.
Weird. Every day I feel like I am. I'll have to think about that. Now you got me thinking. But yeah, I've never really thought, oh, this is on my bucket list.
Like maybe something travel-y with your family or something like that.
I think, yeah, actually that'd be nice if we could go to Korea together, if we go to Europe, if we can go to Hawaii again. Yeah. Okay, those things.
That sounds like a good plan. So tell me a little bit about what were things like for you guys during the pandemic, during lockdown? I know I was kind of watching on your Instagram. I think you acquired some home fitness type stuff you were doing. I know you were cooking every day.
Oh my gosh. 3 meals plus a day. Oh, I hadn't ever done so much cooking ever. Wow. It was intense.
Were they in school? They weren't in school.
They were, what is it called? Virtual.
Yes.
They were virtually in school. So I set their desks up downstairs here so that they wouldn't be alone in their rooms, so they would have some interaction, and it's right by the kitchen. So I'm always there. We're always there. And then, we'd work out at home. So we pulled out all the things from all over the house. We had them kind of spread out and stuck them where our dining room table used to be. We moved the dining room table here, and then we just did a quick little rearranging. And I thought this is going to be good because we need to exercise because we're going to go crazy. It was crazy. In California, I think probably had the longest lockdowns. We started first, and yeah, it was good though. Strangely enough, it was oddly a blessing that I don't think we would ever have been able to have together with the kids 24/7 like that. And we ended up liking each other more.
Yeah.
What a weird thing to have happened. You would think, so I feel extra blessed after that.
Yeah. It did. It kind of, it forced a little bit of together time. They could probably see more what a day looks like for you guys because they were home for it. So they can appreciate more what you guys do for them.
Yeah, they did. And then they did more too, which is so good. Did more for the house. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it was good.
I love it so much. I loved it. Oh, all right. Well, was there, I think that was a lot of what we wanted to talk about. Is there anything else that you want to say or that you want to share as far as you know, like I said, I love your platform and the information that you put out. I feel like it's so practical where, you know, you had said people think everything is so hard, and it's really not. People are overthinking things too much. Is there any message that you want to kind of give to the women that are listening, I guess I would say?
Yeah. I think that if they start exercising, that would be the best. The weight training. Weight training really is the key.
Yeah.
So weight train no matter what. You can add the other things that you're interested in. Zumba, I don't know, yoga, running. If you like that kind of thing, then add it to it. But weight training really is like the foundation, and that's something you do for a lifetime. You keep your muscle, your bone density, your metabolism, everything kind of bases itself around the weight training.
Yeah.
And then with nutrition, I feel like letting go of the, oh, you can't eat that, or having the thing of something is bad. No, nothing's bad. You can have that. Just have a smaller portion if you have some goals of getting leaner. Yeah. For health reasons, eat more vegetables, eat leaner protein, if for health reasons, but for, and then add volume by adding vegetables and things that are a little lighter in calories, but have a lot of volume, fill up your stomach. Drink water instead of a caloric drink if you're trying to lean out, you know, little just easy things. And if you're used to having a large McFlurry every day from McDonald's, okay, but make it a medium. It'll cut down on calories. Okay, you got that. If you're used to drinking that and then you want to cut it down more, you want to be a little leaner, get it small. It's okay. Just make the adjustments very small. You don't have to cut something out completely.
Yeah.
I think that would help people.
Yeah.
With a all or nothing mindset. Just exercise and try to enjoy it. It's fun. It's so much fun. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I love weight training. Isn't it great?
I know. I think it's so great. What would you say to somebody who says that they don't enjoy
They
weight?
don't like it.
Yeah.
I know. There's a lot of those, right? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I think they don't push themselves enough, because when I've worked out just to, you know, go through the motions, it's pretty boring.
Right.
And I don't want to do it again, like for a whole week, you know, like that's just so boring. And I can see how somebody would not like it and be bored of it. But when you push yourself to get stronger, let's say, then, and you have a goal, I'm going to do that one more time, you know, like one more than last time. And then you start seeing results in whether you get stronger or your physique changes. That's fun. those are fun things that you just grab onto and focus on. So I think if they think about, oh, this is so boring, I got to do this. It is really boring, and I would not like it.
Yeah. I know. I've seen especially some women in the gym, you know, just the curls like 20, 25. And then it's like you never
put it down. Yeah.
They never hit failure.
Yeah.
They never pushed themselves. I totally agree. I think that's, you know, because once you start, I mean, the results can come pretty quickly at the beginning if you are, you know, if you're doing enough.
Yeah, it's true. Another thing is the cardio. I hear so many women when they start, I got to get in shape. I got to start running. I got to get in shape. I got to start running. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, please, no. But I hear that all the time. I hear that in passing. I hear that all the time. I got to start running. That's the next tagline that comes with, I got to get in shape. I got to start doing something. I got to start running. So I think that a lot of people, they think, okay, running, that'll make me sweat. It's so hard. And then they think that because of all that effort, you're going to see pounds just melt off because it's so hard. But it's so not the greatest mode to start with.
It's hard. It's very
it's hard.
hard.
It's hard. I'm not a runner. I don't, that's something but there are so many people who love it, which is great, but it's the effort. And then they want to quit because it's hard and they're not seeing the results that they think they want to see. And then they quit. And then there's that cycle again of I can't and I'm quitting. And
I always think that if you see me running, you better run too, because it's not a good bad, right? There's a bear or something coming.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But it is hard. I don't think there's anything harder than running because everything of your body is moving all at the same time. And it's like, no, it hurts.
It's jarring and
And a lot of the people, again, not to knock on running, but a lot of the people I know who were avid runners have come into a lot of injuries where they can't run anymore. Not that I do. I mean, I have injuries too, but I think it's more wear and tear, So, I think that's a really good point. Yes, the weight training, I always say 3 days a week, start out full body workout, pick 6 exercises. When you go into the gym, do 3 or 4 sets, give a good oof to them. It's a good start. And then there's so much information, you follow your husband and, the people that you're following. When you find some good people to follow on Instagram, I think when you look at who they're following, they're going to be following people that are also going to be teaching you good information that's, evidence-based and it's practical at the same time. And I think the problem is sometimes there's so much information out there that people don't know. And like we said before, you're trying to undo what you were learned, when you were in that vulnerable, recognizing you want to make some changes with your body. And it's like what was culturally popular at the time. So
all those things. Absolutely.
So great. Well, do you have time for some fun questions?
Yeah, let's do them.
Okay. So I'm really excited about this question. Okay. So I used to ask people what kind of music they like to listen to, but now what I'm really curious is if you had a theme song for yourself every time you walked into a room, what would your theme song be?
Oh my gosh. Wow, this is not the one, but my son told me, before you get on the podcast, just listen to Eye of the Tiger, Mom. I'm like, but that's not the song. So I don't know. But that's the only thing that will come in my head because he told me this. Oh no.
What is the music? What is like the music style that you probably listen to all kinds of music?
I listen to all kinds of music. I love it all. The good ones on the different music. I love it all. But rock and roll.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like I've seen Pantera on a lot when you guys are.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. So Jenna's gonna have Walk, like the Pantera song Walk coming on.
Yeah. Alan used to be a drummer, right?
Yes, I was gonna ask about that. Was he in the band? How did you guys meet?
We met in 8th grade. This is a cute story. Okay.
Yeah.
We met in 8th grade. I moved right in the middle of 8th grade. That's the last year of middle school. And it was the middle of the last year of middle school that my parents moved us. So I was so devastated. So it was my first day at the new school, middle school. And I was like, oh, this is miserable. I was trying to open my locker first day. And I was thinking, oh, this is so terrible. And then I see a group of guys walking down the hallway. And there were 3 guys that were like walking arm in arm, like laughing and talking. And one of them was Alan. And then I saw him with his twin brother and his a group of friends. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess this isn't going to be so bad. Yeah. And then I had a crush on him. I saw him and we went to the same high school and we had some classes together. And I thought he was so cute because in English, we had ninth grade English together.
Yeah.
He was so smart, but he looked like such a like bad boy, like little rocker boy, but he was so smart. Poetry. And I'm like, oh, so intrigued.
That's awesome. I didn't know he was a twin.
An identical twin. They are mirror twins. So he's a lefty and his twin is a righty.
Oh, that's interesting. Aw, very cool.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been married?
We're gonna celebrate our 22nd wedding anniversary on the 16th of this month.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so when did the band start? When was he drumming in the band?
I think he was drumming when I first saw him already. And they had their group. And then, and he was singing and drumming. And he had a few different stints. And they played all over the Sunset Strip. And yeah, it was fun. I was a groupie.
I've seen some of your pictures. You guys are so cute.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. So what is your favorite and your least favorite thing about social media?
I don't like all the ugliness that people tend to think that they can dish out. It's so bizarre. I just can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's like, is this real life? No, it's not, because you're.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no way somebody would say things like that.
I would not think so. So it's just so bizarre because it is real life now. Because we are on social media and we do give them a voice to say the weird things that they want to say. It's so strange. So that I don't like. Yeah. Good thing about social media, it connects us. Like, look, you and I. Isn't that wonderful? I love that. It's the coolest thing in that respect too. And it is a good vehicle for good information to go out when it's good. I mean, it's a wonderful tool, but it can be so ugly too. So it's.
Yeah. Do you find yourself do you take social media breaks? Do you get sick of stuff, or are you able to regulate it where you don't really have to step away too much?
Every once in a while, I'll feel like if I've been bombarded with some ugliness that I saw, I'm like, it hasn't come to me, thank God, but I've seen it on other people's. Yeah. And then I need it gets me so turned off that I want to just live my life. I'm like, nobody needs to see what I'm doing. I'm just, because I get into this mode of I want to, this is what I'm eating, this is what I'm making, and I kind of share, and then I go, well, maybe not today.
Yeah. You're like, nah, I don't have to put everything out. Sometimes I know it's funny how much you think about it, though. You're like, I should share this. This could be helpful. And then other days you're like, I'm just going to be a hermit today and just enjoy my inner circle of life.
Yeah, it was a different life before social media came into the picture, right?
Yeah, I'm glad too that a lot of that, I understand the anxiety and the pressure that, this Gen Z generation feels of having everything be recorded or monitored or whatever, think about I lived on a farm. We would go ride our bikes and be gone all day and, maybe run inside to get a popsicle or a sandwich. And then
that's such good times.
Yeah.
Good way to grow up. Yeah. I know. I feel bad for a lot of the kids growing up. I feel like we were so lucky to have grown up with that. So the kids, they don't get that.
Yeah. And nothing bad happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's like, we go to I don't know, like we go to Walmart and Anna will be like, can I go to the bathroom? And I'm like, not by yourself.
I know.
You
Yeah.
just, it's really crazy. And I don't know if things are worse or if you get kind of fear mongered from the potential dangers that are out there. It's like, I don't know how close to home these things are, you know what I mean? But
Right.
but as a parent, you must know too, like your first instinct is always to protect your children,
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. I can let go a little bit more now, but it is. That's the first instinct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's true love.
It is true love. Always true love.
Do you have any siblings, or where are you in the birth order?
I'm the baby, but there's only one before me. I have an older sister, 3 years older.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nice. Nice. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Coffee.
Yes.
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 And I really do like Coffee Buzz Buzz by Ben and Jerry.
It's good. It's
That's a
good
good one because it's got the little chocolate in there too.
We have there's a ice cream place that is in where my parents live, about an hour from here, and we always get ice cream there, and it has a coffee. There's like little coffee, like the shaving chips in there too, or
Ooh.
chocolate. It's so good. It's yeah.
Yeah, it's coffee.
Anything coffee is good. What is your biggest gym pet peeve or a driving pet peeve? If you prefer.
Oh, driving pet peeve would be tailgating. Oh, I hate those tailgaters. Like, what do you think? You're not going to push the car in front of you by going faster. What a poop, jerk. Yeah. And then gym pet peeve. I think it's either not putting weights away, leaving a big mess, or leaving a big sweaty mark.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah.
You probably got a lot of that when you were working at the gym.
Yeah. And I remember when I first got hired at the gym, everybody took notice of me because I was like such a busy bee. I'd clean everything up. They're like, wow, I want to work with her because that's what people like. Wow, if you take that good care of this gym, then you're going to take good care of me when you're working out. I'm working out with you. Like, heck yeah, I'm going to take good care of you. Heck yeah.
That's awesome. Always the nurturer. I feel like that whole nurturing parenting thing does like it crosses over well with like, for personal training and clients and that type of thing too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just in us, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Would you rather hike a mountain or swim in an oasis?
Hike a mountain.
Do you guys have mountains around you, don't you?
Yeah, we live in kind of a neat little place. It's rocky, so there's a lot of rock climbing, but it's it's a neat little place. Yeah.
Wonderful. Dogs or cats? Do you like
dogs? I love animals. Yeah. Dogs, but Alan's like, we can't have one because I love them too much. He's had too many heartbreaks.
Yes.
Too many, so he's all so protective over himself.
Yeah, I just said this to Anna. I told her when she goes off to college, I was going to get a dog. And then I said, the worst thing about having a dog is saying goodbye to the dog. It's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
It's the hardest.
They're just love. They're just 100% all love.
They are.
And funniness. Yeah.
Yes. Have you had dogs in the past?
I've had a Dalmatian, and I had what is it, Maltese, and I've had a Italian Greyhound. Okay. Those were growing up, but yeah.
Yeah, they just like unconditional love right there.
Yeah.
So sweet. Let's see. What is your sorry, I just got a message. Burgers, pizza, or sushi? What is your favorite?
Ooh, gosh, because there are those moods, you know.
Right. Oh, totally.
I think burgers,
You're always going with the,
but sushi is next, or I don't know. It depends on what the mood is, but burgers usually.
yeah.
But sushi, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
both.
Food is wonderful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's my passion. I even married a nutritionist.
Yeah, absolutely. So awesome. So, let's see. Um, what is your favorite body part to train?
Shoulders.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good pumps going on.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay, last question. This is like it's a tough one, but what's been your best moment so far?
Oh my goodness, that is a tough one.
Yeah.
Best moment so far. My goodness, Deborah. I don't know. The best
Whole
moment
life.
so far. Because I've had a few that are pretty much equal.
Yeah.
Marrying Alan, really.
Yeah.
I think that was the best thing for me, to marry Alan. Yeah. Because I have my babies, like those are my other best moments, really. Yeah. I think, yeah,
Yeah, because that was the beginning.
that
So
was the beginning
yeah,
for good things. Yes.
I think that's awesome. Uh, well, Jenna, it's been so great to finally connect
I
with you.
know.
So people want to find you and follow you on social media. What's your Instagram? Is that the best way to find you?
It is the best way to find me. So it's Jeana, JEANA.ARAGON, Jeana Aragon.
Yeah, very cool. So I would say if you're looking to improve your life, give Jenna a follow and you'll get lots of positivity.
Thank you.
100%. So, well, everybody, thanks for listening and watching. And you can find me on Instagram at buffcake22. You can follow the podcast at Women's Maximum Fitness, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And remember that healthy looks different on everybody. Have a great day.